Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Today is September 16th, 2015. My name is Rex Harris, and as always, it's an honor and a privilege to spend some time with you here this evening. Excuse me. Tonight, we're going to talk about the process of email marketing. When we're talking about mechanics, there's more to the mechanics and technical side of this than just understanding what to click and what to paste where. Part of the mechanics is also knowing how a process works and what components are required for you to set up a marketing system that will work within that process, such as your autoresponder or a way to build lead capture pages, for example. Okay, so tonight I'm going to walk you through these things to help you get a clear picture in your mind as to what needs to be done in order for you to drive traffic, build your list, create trust with your subscribers, and that excuse me, and then get sales conversion on the back end. So with that, let me go ahead and turn on screen sharing and away we will go. So some of you have probably already seen this if you've been associated with the Academy for any length of time. You've seen this in a couple of our marketing systems, and you've probably seen it in some of our training videos. But it's important that you understand how all of this works to help you accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish in terms of converting your target audience into people who will fall in love to buying stuff from you. So basically there's 5 components to the basic system that I'm going to share with you here this evening. Okay, number 1 would be your traffic source. Now you would be amazed, and it amazes me to this day, how many people still don't know what traffic is. It was funny. I was on a blab here recently with one of the top traffic guys in our workspace, and he actually had his son, who has been around all of this for years and years, on the blab with him. And it was funny to hear his son say that in everything that he has seen his dad do, he still didn't know what traffic was. Okay, so I'm going to make it very simple for you. Okay, traffic is visitors to a website, to a blog, to a lead capture page, so on and so forth. All right, so let me just kind of give you a basic example of what that looks like. Let's say I go to Google. Okay, and I do a search for how to fix a clogged kitchen sink. Here's a great example here. Okay, the action of someone clicking on your link and coming through to your web page, that's traffic. Okay, and I don't think I could probably explain it in any more simple a fashion than that. Traffic is people clicking on your links, your banners, your advertisements, etc., that lead them to your presence online. That's traffic, okay, in and of itself. And then we are going to talk more in depth as we go into the Tech and Mech masterminds that we have coming up as far as how to get that traffic. The purpose of this is to just really get people a foundation for what this stuff is, what it looks like, so you can get familiar with it, start getting your hands on it, and learn how to use it. Okay. Content is another part of your marketing system. What is content? Well, content can be a couple of different things. Content could be a PDF or a video that you create for the purposes of attracting subscribers into your mailing list. Value content can also be content that you create on the internet, such as on your blog, or maybe through an article or a post on Facebook or whatever, that offers people a solution to a problem. Value content can be used for multiple purposes, okay? One, as an incentive, or two, as a way to generate traffic. Blogging is content creation, and blogging is used primarily for the purposes of reaching people who are interested in a specific topic and having that content show up through Google or through the social media. And that content in and of itself, once it's showing up on Google or in the social media, can actually become a traffic source of targeted traffic. Okay. Now, once you start generating traffic and you have content to give to people through a PDF or a video, some kind of incentive that you created to help them solve a problem, what do you do with that traffic? Well, this is where your lead capture page / squeeze page / landing page comes into play. There's like 500 different names for these things right now. You know, for the amount of time I've been marketing online, I've always called them lead capture pages, but there are multiple different names, and there are multiple different styles of capture pages, which we will talk about a little bit this evening as well. Okay. Basically, long story short, this is a page that people that make up your traffic source find through perhaps your content or an advertisement, and then in turn ask for more free content from you based on what it is that you're sharing in terms of a solution to a problem. Maybe I'm teaching people how to tie fishing knots, or maybe I'm teaching them how to set up their autoresponder. Maybe I'm teaching them how to do arts and crafts. Okay. Once I have that traffic coming, I want a way to collect email addresses, and that's what my lead capture page gives me the opportunity to do. It gives me the opportunity to give people great content and then create a gift, a free incentive that has even more value content that they request from me by visiting my lead capture page and entering their name and email address in a form. All right. Now, the lead capture page in and of itself does not make up your marketing system. Your marketing system is really made up of a basic set of components, and then can be expanded upon once the core components are in place. And the core components are basically your lead capture page, your autoresponder, and then a sales page, or a page where you direct people after they've subscribed to your list, where they will receive further instructions from you as to what to do next. Maybe you're going to put a download link on that page where they can download that free incentive directly, or lead them through to a page that has a video where you deliver that directly, or perhaps you send them from that page behind your lead capture system, behind your autoresponder, to their inbox to download the incentive through a link that you send them via email. There's a couple of different ways to do this, and there's other pages that you can incorporate into this as well. But to keep this simple and give you a basic understanding of how all this works, we're just going to focus on 3 basic components for now before we start getting into other things like bridge pages and sales pages. Okay. Your autoresponder is basically the engine that makes the whole system run. It's a management system that gives you the opportunity to communicate with the people who subscribe to your list via automated messages or via a broadcast. Automated messages are messages that you create inside of your autoresponder that are automatically delivered to people during a certain time frame that you set once they have subscribed. For example, let's say I went to, Bob's Bait and Tackle online right now and downloaded his free ebook on the 100 best fishing knots on the planet. Okay. Well, if myself and 500 other people subscribe to Bob's list, for Bob to stay in personal contact, even via email with 500 people, I mean, that he to just be a time-consuming nightmare. What your autoresponder gives you the opportunity to do is automate that process of communication between the people who subscribe to your list, your target audience, and you. Basically, it gives you the opportunity to, for a lack of a better way to put it, create basically an electronic replication of yourself on the internet. Inside of your autoresponder, you also have the ability to manage all of these email addresses / leads that come into your system as well, which I'll demonstrate here inside of Aweber in a minute. And then finally, once you have those components in place, on a simple system, you would have a process created that after you've delivered a handful of free solutions to a problem, that you would offer a paid solution to a problem that you earned a commission on. All right, so let's go back to Bob's knots. Let's say I ordered Bob's ebook on the 100 top fishing knots, ever created. And I read through the book and I'm playing with the knots, and some of them I can learn and some of them I'm having a hard time learning and stuff like that. Well, it just so happens that Bob has put together a video that he's selling for $7 where he actually demonstrates the knots, so you can actually see him do them and he can talk you through the process. Okay. It's just basically offering people the solution that they're looking for, and then giving them, I don't want to say a better solution, but a more simplified solution in the process, or maybe a better solution in the process, or something that has worked for you. Okay, maybe Bob bought a little mechanical device that he uses to help him tie some of the more complicated fishing knots. And Bob demonstrates through a free video how the machine works to tie those knots, and then offers you the opportunity to buy that same device through an affiliate link. Okay. And obviously, because Bob has been so great in providing for me what I've needed so far in terms of learning these fishing knots, and I was so impressed with what he shared with me on the video, and because he's given me so much great value, I decide, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy this little device that Bob uses to tie these longer, more complicated knots. And there are some longer, more complicated knots in fishing, and there are actually some devices you can use to tie those things. All right, so that's kind of an example of what it is that we want to do. We want to create a system that gives us the opportunity to connect with our subscribers / target audience through the value content that we share, and then lead them through to some of the tools that we have used that we've actually paid for that we can earn a commission on and offer those for sale as well. All right, I've seen multiple people do this on Periscope. Matter of fact, I forget his last name. His last name escapes me right now, but he's known as Periscope Ryan. And what he does is he invites people to Periscopes and he gives them a bunch of crazy value on those Periscopes. He also gives people a bunch of crazy value on Blab. And then he does a call to action where he leads people to his lead capture page where they enter their email address to receive more information from him. And then on the back end of that, all of these cool little tools that he's demonstrated through these video presentations known as Periscopes and Blabs, he makes available on another web page for people to buy, like macro lenses and fisheye lenses and maybe small tripods and big tripods and other cool devices that he's using to create quality videos. Okay, so this is the basic 5-step process that you can get started and actually make money with online. And there's all sorts of cool ways that you can do this once you identify a target audience. Okay, now we've done this through a couple of different methods here, and it's really not that complicated to set this type of thing up once you have the tools in place. Now with the Academy, we have a specific set of tools and resources that we promote for the purposes of earning commissions, because these are tools that we have used and have gotten results with. Okay, on the mechanical side of that, we have AWeber, which is the autoresponder that we use, okay, which is right here in the process. And then we also use a resource known as ClickFunnels, which is what we use to create our lead capture pages. Okay, now here's an example of a system that we created for the purposes of reaching a specific target audience and giving them a quality solution to a problem on the front end, and then showing them how they can solve more of their problems through our membership site known as the Academy of Home Business. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this page here real quick. Now, as you can see here with ClickFunnels, this is, I mean, probably one of the most comprehensive and cool resources that I've ever used for the purpose of creating quality lead capture pages on the internet. Once you get in here and learn the mechanics of this system, it's really not complicated to use at all. All right, and we're going to get into that here once we start the actual live workshops. Okay, we also have training on this inside of the Academy. If you're watching that right now, you can just get back with the person that referred you to this video, or use the form directly on the page right here and create your account, get inside the Academy and see what it is that we have to offer and what we can help you with. Okay, so this is basically like my workshop for creating a lead capture page. All right, but in real time, if we do a preview of this, you can actually see how it works. Okay, we have a presentation video right here. Okay, and that video is just basically me addressing our target audience about a problem that they are having and offering them the solution. So in this case, we're targeting safe list marketers. And for those of you that don't know what a safe list is basically like a you scratch my back, I scratch yours mailing list for a specific amount of money every month. Maybe it's $5, maybe it's $25, depending on which list you join. I can join that list, and in trade for the opportunity to send email to everybody on that list, I agree to also receive email from everybody on that list. That's what's known as a safe list, or opt-in safe list. Okay. Safe lists can be very effective, and for those of you that would like to learn more about that, this is the perfect opportunity here, you know, inside the academy to learn this, or perhaps going through our funnel here to see how this works for yourself. But I mean, the process is really very simple. The people who are safe list marketers see how they can revolutionize safe list conversion in 5 simple steps. They watch my video, they like what I have to say on the video, and they decide, okay, I want to check this out. So they click a button here, which gives them the opportunity to subscribe to the list. Okay. So to put that in perspective for you, then basically my safe lists have become the traffic source. The training that I have created inside of this capture system has become my value content or my incentive. And then what you're seeing here is my lead capture page or landing page, squeeze page, whatever you want to call it. This is actually what's called a video 2-step capture page. And the reason that video 2-step capture pages are necessary is because when it comes to presenting even something for free to a target audience, if they don't know who you are, you have to have a way to introduce yourself to them and share with them what it is that you can help them accomplish. That's what this video does, okay? Thus, the video. What makes this a 2-step lead capture page is the fact that they click a button here and then the form actually pops up in another window. And the reason that these are effective is because for each step in your marketing systems process, you're basically, for lack of a better way to put it, making a series of small sales that lead up to a sale where you would actually receive money. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, basically, the objective here is simple. It's the objective of my video here to sell a click on this button. That's really what the purpose is. I want to sell a click on this button and sell an action of actually subscribing to my list. One of the most important things to remember when it comes to marketing using a system like this is that those who become effective at doing this understand the value of causing people to take an action, because what happens, and you might not think that this is significant, but it's a lot more significant than people get it credit for, okay? A click on a button is a commitment. And really what we want to do is walk people through a series of commitments. And in the process of walking them through that series of commitments, earn their trust and create a relationship. Okay. So basically here, a person decides based on what I say in this video and what they see on this page that they would like to hear what it is that I have to say. So they come down here, they take an action, and they click and they make a commitment. Now that that commitment is made, in order for them to actually get what it is that they want, they need to make a second commitment and take a second action, which is the entering of their name in the form and their email address in order to receive what it is that I'm offering. Okay. Okay, so they enter their name in the form, then they enter their email address, and then they click here to get video 2 right now. And you can see that this automatically, in this particular system, takes them through to a page where I deliver on that promise. Okay. Like I said, there are options with this. Okay. Once they've subscribed to my list and they're into my autoresponder, I could lead them to a page that sends them to their inbox to find the email where I've delivered the incentive. So there's a couple of ways that you can go about doing this. All right. And there's probably, I guess, based on my experience, benefits to both depending on what it is that you're working to accomplish. But in this case, with the safe lists, I just made the determination that I wanted to deliver this to them right away, because within this video here, I can call them to the action of filling out this form and creating an account inside the Academy, which is going to give them access to more of the information that they're looking for. Okay. So I deliver incredible value through this, and you can see basically what I'm sharing with these people here in my free incentive is this very similar to what I'm sharing with you here today. So they go through the process of watching the video. They learn the techniques and strategies. I walk them through the processes so they can get a clear picture in their mind as to how this works. And then at the end of the video, I call them to the action of creating their free membership. So I've given them even more value free of charge by giving them the opportunity to create their free membership here and get the next video in this series through the capture page, or excuse me, through the membership site or the Academy in this case. Okay. Now, as far as the mechanics are concerned of setting up these capture pages, most of these systems, and this is what's really cool about a lot of these, and I'll show you this in ClickFunnels and Aweber, most of these systems, and this is part of the reason I like these systems here, include videos that will help you get started and show you how to set this stuff up. Okay, ClickFunnels does it. ClickFunnels does webinars for their members and customers, so you can learn more there. They have a group on Facebook that you can subscribe to so you can learn more and ask questions. Okay, so does Aweber. Inside of Aweber, once you create your account, if you click on the home page here, you can scroll down to the bottom of your home page and actually find quick help tips that will walk you through the process of setting up your autoresponder. In this case, how do I create a follow-up message, right? Well, all of that is right here. They give you a basic video to follow, and then they give you step-by-step instructions for setting it up. All the way through. They walk you through what each button does, the whole 9 yards. So you have a complete methodology that you can follow here so you can learn how to utilize this resource. If I go back to the home area again and scroll down to quick help, I see where I have a training here on how to add a form to my website, including a video and all of the processes. All right. Basically, anywhere that I go inside of Aweber, there is a tutorial to show me how to do what I need to do. Okay. How do I see my subscribers? Boom, another tutorial right here that walks you through the process. Okay. Here's even more training over here. How do I export my subscribers? How do I lower my complaint rate? Well, the best way to lower your complaint rate is to give great value and don't spam people and don't make everything about an offer. Take the time to engage and connect with your audience. That's really the key in all of that. Okay. But long story short, the education that you need is right here. Now, inside the academy, I'm actually working on it right now. I'm doing a complete step-by-step walkthrough of our process for Aweber to simplify this as much as humanly possible, okay? You have to be willing to invest the time to go in, put your hands on this stuff, and learn it. The guidance and the instructions are right here. But there's really not a better teacher than, to me, practical application. I'm one of those guys, and I know a lot of people that are like me that are very what you would call self-taught, meaning that we take the initiative when we want to learn something to go in there to the best of our ability and teach ourselves how to do that. Okay, we go in, we watch the videos, we study the content. Okay, because there's not always going to be someone available to you unless you want to shell out, you know, thousands or tens of thousands of dollars for personal one-on-one assistance to help you with this stuff. It's very important that as someone who is interested in making money online, that you understand that there is a learning process, okay? And if you want to learn it, okay, just like I say, when it comes to the mechanics of marketing online, you're either going to learn how to do them yourself, you're going to pay someone to do them for you, or you're going to JV with someone who has the skills that you need, all right? Same basic concept applies to education, okay? You're either going to learn it yourself or you're going to pay someone a lot of money to teach it to you, okay? But for the most part, when it comes to Aweber and it comes to ClickFunnels, they do a very good job of teaching you how to do what you need to do to get this thing set up into a place where you can run traffic and start collecting email addresses. Okay. Now, inside of ClickFunnels, you have a diverse array of pages to choose from in terms of building out your marketing system, whatever that may be. You can actually go in here, okay, and build a full membership site and sell monthly subscriptions to your membership site based on your training. You can do lead capture pages like I showed you here with Safe List Sales Machine, which is purpose is simple: to collect email addresses, provide people for value, and then share with them how to get access to information that can help them expedite the process. And let's talk about that for a minute. I don't mean to get sidetracked here, but that's kind of important in terms of conversion that you recognize this. When it comes to selling through your autoresponder, when it comes to selling anything, think for a moment why people buy stuff. Why do most people buy stuff? Why do people buy weight loss products? Well, because they want to lose weight. Okay. People that want to lose weight, speaking from experience, I can tell you that they want to lose that weight as fast as humanly possible. As fast as humanly possible without basically doing great bodily damage to themselves or making themselves sick. Okay, they want to lose the weight fast. They want to lose it now. Okay, the same thing applies to most people who are looking for a solution to a problem. They want the quickest, fastest, best possible solution that they can get. Okay, so it's important that when I'm creating my content that I'm sharing with people solutions that they can look at now, like a recipe in a cookbook. Like if I wanted to bake cookies tonight, I could go in the kitchen, I could open the cookbook, and I could look at the recipe for chocolate chip cookies, follow that process, and in 30 to 45 minutes have fresh, warm, gooey chocolate chip cookies sitting on top of the stove, waiting next to it, a big tall glass of milk. And I just made myself hungry, and probably the rest of you hungry as well, especially if Jocelyn's watching. Okay. This same exact methodology applies to your marketing system as well. Because if I can give people within my value content a solution to a problem that they can apply and get a result quickly, one of the easiest ways for me to get conversion once I have earned trust with my audience is to show them a way to do it bigger, better, and faster. They'll spend money on that. This is great. This is great. But this here, this will save you time. This might take you 2.5 to 3 hours to solve the problem. This will take you 15 minutes. This exercise and diet program may take you 90 days to 6 months to lose the 30 to 40 pounds that you want to lose. This solution here, people are losing a pound a day on. You see the difference? That's a huge ninja tip in terms of conversion. Okay, this is great, but this is bigger, better, and faster. Bigger, better, and faster is even more impressive and makes a bigger impact when either I have utilized that solution to solve my problem and have documented that. That's why before and after weight loss pictures work so well for selling weight loss products. Okay. And if I've not used that weight loss product and I still want to make money with it, I better have the story of someone that's had a phenomenal result with that product, how they got a bigger, better, faster result instead of using the free solution, using the $27 solution. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Like I said, there's more to the mechanics of doing what we do than just learning what buttons to click and learning what to write in the box. Okay, that's a huge part of it. But the mechanics are worthless unless you understand the technical side of the process as well. That's why technical and mechanical training inside the Academy of Home Business. Because that way you get both. You get the how to in terms of, you know, okay, what do I click and what do I paste here and what do I paste there? But you also get the mechanical and technical side of the process so you understand how it works. Marketing online is not like driving a car. When I'm driving a car, all I need to know is A, the rules of the road, how to turn it on, how it runs, and how to keep it running with gas and oil, for example, and basic maintenance, okay? I don't need to know the entire inner workings of the engine and how it works. With online marketing, not so much the case. Because like I said, if I don't know this stuff, I either need to pay someone that knows how it works, okay, like my mechanic for my car, who I pay if the car doesn't work correctly so he can fix it, okay, or partnering with someone who knows this stuff, you know, provided I have enough equal skill as my partner to be of value to the project. So there's difference between joint venturing with someone who knows something that you don't, and them having all of the skills and you having none. Okay, you have to have something to bring to the table. Okay, maybe you have somebody out there that knows all the technical stuff, has a great idea, an idea that you've had that you can collaborate on together, and maybe they've got the know-how and you've got the financial resources. That happens a lot in our workspace, more so than what you might think, believe me. All right. And I've been over the years, I've been both of those guys. I've been the guy with the technical side and I've been the guy with the money side. Okay. Now, let me tell you something. As an entrepreneur, it's not always pretty. There are times where you face challenges. Okay. Like what I faced when I woke up today, but you get up and you deal with the challenges and you move on. It's really just that simple. There's a lot that goes into running a business. That's why having partners that you can work with and share the workload is incredibly helpful. Okay, but somehow, some way, there has to be someone in the process that knows this stuff. Now, the upside of learning this is that when you do, your value as a service provider goes up dramatically. You become someone who could receive compensation for building a system. You could be someone who receives compensation for consulting on building a system, or you could be someone who receives compensation for someone who teaches others how to build the systems. There's a ton of value in learning, but you have to make it a priority. Okay? I couldn't do what I want to do if I wasn't taking the time now to learn what I need to learn. I couldn't do now what I need to do now if I didn't have a couple of really cool business partners to work with, like Jocelyn and Laura. Okay? I mean, I probably could. I could find other people, but having them to work with helps us all get things accomplished without all of us focusing on the same task. Jocelyn has her plan and her path that lead back to the academy. I have my plan and my path that lead back to the academy, and Laura has hers. And we all work together. We share in pretty much everything. Time, resources, whatever is necessary. Software, whatever it takes. Books, training, it doesn't matter. So again, there's more to this than just sitting down at your computer and knowing which keys to hit and which buttons to click. Okay, that's a huge part of it. Okay, but that's not all of it. Somebody in the process has to know how it works. And I'm a proponent of people learning the mechanics and the technical side of doing what it is that we do, because it is a way for you to make a significant amount of money. It really is. People will pay thousands and tens of thousands of dollars to people who can do this stuff. Okay? And ask yourself this question: would you rather be making $10, $15, $20,000 a month dealing with 3, 4, 5 clients, or an organization of 5,000 people that don't take action and for the most part act as though they're clueless 95% of the time? Who would you rather work with? Okay. That's why we've made the decisions that we've made within the academy. That's why Speaking Empire. Okay. That's why Teespring. That's why Facebook pay-per-clicks. That's why Mastermind. That's why events. Versus picking my way through, a pasture of people, most of which seem almost frightened to lower their head and eat. Not to compare people with cattle, but if the shoe fits. Learning this is imperative for someone in your team. And if you're the only person on your team, then guess who's going to learn it? It's you. And you must learn it and you must master it. How long does it take? It depends on how much time you have to invest in learning it. It depends on your ability to learn. Not everybody learns at the same speed. Not everybody has the same cognitive ability to learn. There may be some things that I comprehend easily, and for somebody else, they look at it and it looks like Greek. It looks like a language they don't speak. Does that mean that they can't learn it? Of course not. Okay. One of the things that I want to do, just as Jocelyn wants to become a speaker on stage, and as Laura wants to do what she wants to do, my goal, my intention is full-time ministry. Okay. I learned that at a Speaking Empire event. Okay. When the truth really came out, when it got down to the heart of hearts and where I live, boom, that's where I want to be. Okay. I want to be able to go out and teach the gospel. There are things that I would also like to teach in the process, but these are things I'm going to have to learn that I don't know now. One of them that I'm studying right now, as I have time, is Hebrew. Why is that important? It is. Just take my word for it. But it's important to me. Learning that Hebrew is going to help me get where I want to be as an effective evangelist or an effective preacher. Okay. Learning the techniques that Jocelyn is learning from Speaking Empire and Dave Van Hoos about how to conduct herself and the exact precise actions that she needs to take when she's on stage. Those are the things that she needs to learn. Okay. For Laura to become, the t-shirt mogul on Facebook, there are processes and things that she needs to learn and people that she needs to connect with and learn from. Okay. But it's so cool when you make that decision to just become a student of the game, because every time you learn something new, your value goes up. And every time you learn something new, you have something new to share with people for the purposes of collecting email addresses and, building a list of people that will buy stuff from you. Okay. So I hope you guys found this useful tonight. It's something that I've been wanting to share for quite some time. We do a lot of the copy and paste, point and click stuff inside the Academy. And there's even more coming. We've got a whole brand new training series coming on Facebook pay-per-click advertising, and we've got a whole brand new series going into the Academy for our Pro Level 1 members that walks them step by step through every component in Aweber. Okay, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going back to work on that. All right, that's what it takes. So let me jump over here to the Hangout page here real quick and see if there are any questions. I was talking about chocolate chip cookies, and I thought perhaps that would have made you hungry. Okay. So how do you create something so when they click on the click here, it goes to the page? Well, you do that inside a system that's built for that. All right, you learn the HTML code required to make an image clickable. Okay, let's talk about a banner ad inside the Academy. Let's go to affiliate tools here real quick. Okay, what makes these banners clickable is this code right here. And if I want to make this banner clickable, I need to learn the code. It's really just that simple, because this part of the code here tells the action when I click on the banner where I want the banner to lead to one of my referral pages right here. You'll see there's the link right there in the code. And then the image itself, in order for that to be displayed, has to be called from the code, and the link to the actual banner is right there. Okay, this is basic HTML. And if you want to learn it, you go to Google, okay, how to make an image clickable in HTML, okay? And you do the research and you learn how to do it. The best way to find, when you have questions like that, the best thing to do is go to YouTube, because all of the information is there. You can ask Google or YouTube pretty much anything now, and you're going to get an answer. I'm sure there's probably videos on YouTube for how to properly brush your teeth. You know, there's everything there. Okay. So with that, we're coming up to the top of the hour, and I don't want to go over that tonight because it's obviously important for you guys to take what you've learned here and go out and apply it to the best that you can. And then tomorrow night, don't forget, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we've got Sonia Davis, who will be with us sharing walkthrough of domain name registration, web hosting, and setting up WordPress, which is going to be awesome. Okay. So once again, I appreciate your time here this evening. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. And we will see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Until then, God bless you. Bye for now.